Welcome to Pastures 53 on the road. Today we're not really on the road, we're in Calgary drinking some BC wine, Road 13. I'm with the Lost Finger and we're drinking Pinot Noir. If you notice on this wine, no cork, there's a screw.
And it tastes very good. It must be because it's from British Columbia.
You're from But why I was pointing the cork is there's many gypsy jazz fans out there, jazz manouche. You know, they like the traditional. They like the cork. They see a screw on their wine. It's like, and I think you're a bit like that. You're non-traditional, but you did something new. So what do you think of that analogy to describe your...
Well, I think everything we're heading towards actually all twist top bottles because of environmental reasons. But for right now, your anecdote is actually it's a good one because we like to take it a little further with this music and we try to respect it with as much integrity as we can. And we listen to gypsy jazz and we follow the scene. And but I really admire players like Robin Nolan that'll just step outside of the box a little bit and kind of play with different styles and incorporate different styles of jazz within that. And as he explained to me, I think you have to do that because we're not gypsies. Like you have to respect them, but you even if we work hard, we'll never play like a traditional gypsy that started at the age of 6, even if we study it all our lives, you know, they grow up with it. So we gotta learn what we can, take it from there, and you bring the stuff that you learn when you're young, you know. So we're incorporating a lot of different styles. I mean, especially if you listen to this album, Gypsy Chameleon, you'll notice there's a lot of different styles of jazz. It's not just gypsy jazz. There's even more like kind of smooth jazz on there, bluesy stuff. And we collaborated with Robin Nolan and John Jorgensen. And
what was the input of John Jorgensen? What he was playing? Because I know he played...
well, he plays everything, this guy. He's an amazing musician. And I was just so happy when I called him up and I asked him to play on the album. He was more than willing to participate, and he's always enjoyed our project. And he kind of witnessed it when it exploded. Like just one summer in Quebec City, we had a lineup for blocks and blocks, and he was there. We were opening up for him and stuff, and he was just like blown away by the craziness of the project and stuff. So he's always been into it and dug what we've done. And I asked him to play some clarinet and guitar, and he's just got like a 39 Selmer, I believe, and he wrote an RCA tape microphone, and his just sound is so real and so old school. I love it, you know. And he's a great musician. The way he phrases things, and especially his clarinet playing too, is really it adds. I wanted to go somewhere else. I think we all wanted to do something a little different with this album, and it gives that little texture. And the clarinet is like an alternate for like a voice or something. So it sings. You know.
It was interesting. One thing I like about John is really his showman, the way he put a show on, and tonight you did. Yeah. He did a good show. That was a very good show again. And I was to work with Robin Nolan. What did he bring to the
Robin is just like one of these creative individuals, very spontaneous, tasty. When you say Robin Nolan, you just think of a guy that has good taste. He always puts the right phrase, the right lick, the right tone. I mean, I was blown away when he came out and played with us in Montreal, because he just came on stage and just AC/DC was just totally sounded good, and he was just bluesy. He's got a real feel-based player, and I think he just sort of looks around and just is not too prepared and just kind of goes with the flow. And he's a great ear. I admire his playing.
Yeah, and he's not gypsy.
Yeah, he's not gypsy.
What's next? AC/DC metal album. What's coming?
Well, we're working right now on a French version. Well, not quite a French. Well, a version of the third album that would be released in France. So Sony France wanted, well, it's not Sony anymore, but anyways, this company there wanted some
More wine.
Some new titles, French titles on the album. So because some of the songs like were Canadian, like Go On, they have no idea who he is in France.
What about Rush?
Rush, they don't know much either.
Yeah.
So they wanted us to put some French song on the album. So up to now we did 4, I think, so far.
More wine.
And
Yeah, please, thank you.
that's like we might have to do 2 or 3 more, and then release this album in France in autumn. And in the States too, we're working. Well,
So
we
you
will be
adapt
working on an adaptation for the States, and in the meantime, we're touring across Canada and France too.
And the version in the States too, John, I asked him if he wanted to play on Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue, because we got a killer version of this tune, and he said that's my favorite Crue song. So I think we're making some of these guys. I know Robin and now John, I can sort of sense it that we're kind of bringing these guys back to the things that they kind of listened to and like really dug when they were like adolescents and stuff. And that's part of Lost Fingers. What we're doing is making people live those old kind of memories in a new way, and with good musicianship and great arranging and entertainment. I mean, we're doing it.
Yeah, I call it put a smile on your face. You can listen to traditional gypsy jazz all day long, but sometimes it's nice to have fun and to smile, and I think that's what people, when they come to your show, they have a good time, and I like also tell me what do you think about that too, but it's a way for people to be introduced to Django, to jazz, to gypsy jazz. Like it's a different way to bring more people to that genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we went to what would have been the 100th anniversary of Django in Paris, and we played there. And there were a lot of gypsies. Some of them didn't seem to care much about us, but some of them really liked the project. And even one of them, he was like the president of the Gypsy Association in France, and he came to me and he said, "You're really doing something good for us. You're making gypsy jazz well known, and we're really proud of you." And so this was a touching message from him. Yeah.
And the most important gypsy of all that likes the Lost Fingers is Marcel Campion, because he's like the godfather of the clan. So when he says I'm putting these guys on stage, he said like, "Tassez-vous, Lost Fingers are coming," and everybody moved.
So what do you think of the wine?
It's pretty.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road 13 Pinot Noir.
A rich taste.
Yeah.
The Okanagan
BC.
Valley, BC. Yeah,
It
I was
has
born and raised.
pot smell.
Yeah.
Pot smell. Thanks, the Lost Finger.
That's cool.
The night, and like I always say, keep drinking good wine with good friend, and keep listening to good gypsy jazz.